Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. It is Friday and of course that means Xur Day. And of course you can find Xur on his flashpoint location of the EDZ. You can transmat down to the Winding Cove and work your way up to his usual location. In this video we're going to take a look at what he has to offer and we're going to open my Fated Engram and see if I can finally get my Lunification boots. Let's get into it. Alright, as we make our way over to Xur, I did want to take the time and remind you that I did put out a massive video going over all of the details from yesterday's update. I'll leave a link to it down below. They addressed almost every bit of player feedback and gave us a pretty candid look at everything they are working on for the rest of the year. Some of the bigger highlights include 6v6 making a comeback, a ranking system being introduced very shortly, and a complete rework to raid loot that is going to introduce raid-specific mods. But anyways, let's take a look at Xur and see what he has to offer this week. We start with the Colony Exotic Grenade Launcher. This is a new grenade launcher that was introduced with Curse of Osiris. And in fact, every single item this week is from the Curse of Osiris expansion. So if you don't have the expansion, I'm sorry, hopefully you already have all the exotics you need. Anyways, we start with Insectoid Robot Grenades. This weapon's grenades are insectoid robots that chase targets down and explode nearby. This is a pretty cool perk that actually makes this grenade launcher not only usable, but actually very effective in the Crucible. The trait for this weapon is Insectoid Robot Grenades quickly repopulate the magazine from reserves while the colony is unequipped. I think that's just a fancy way of saying auto-loading holster. Moving on to the Hunter, we have Shinobu's Vow. This is a returning exotic from Destiny 1, and it's still pretty fun to use. It gives you improved skip round grenades, and you gain an additional skip grenade charge. This is not as fun as it used to be in Destiny 1, because in Destiny 1 PvP, you could one-shot people with a grenade, but it's still very effective, and it's nice to have that extra grenade. Moving on, we have the Mark 44 Standicides for the Titan, again another returning exotic from Destiny 1. This grants an overshield while sprinting at full health with Seismic Strike, Hammer Strike, and Shield Bash, and then hits with these abilities recharge a portion of your melee energy, which basically translates to you getting about half of your melee energy back when you do a successful strike. Surprisingly effective this time around and very usable. Definitely pick this up. Moving on for the Warlock, we have the Stag, again returning from Destiny 1 and a little bit different as well. This time it grants Rift Energy when you are critically wounded. On your death, it creates a brief healing rift on your corpse. Definitely good for PvP, but really not much else. Now, moving on to the Fated Engram, again here on my Warlock, and now I currently have only two exotics that I'm missing. Those are the Lunification Boots and the new Winter's Guile, so it's time to see whether or not the Fated Engram is working as intended. Let's go ahead and see what we get. I'm hoping for the Lunification Boots because they have been eluding me for the longest time. And it's Winter's Guile, of course it is. So theoretically, next week, the Lunification Boots should be the only item available for my Warlock to receive. So we'll see if I get that next week. With Destiny, all I really do nowadays is raid, and I know that's a pretty good source for exotics, so I might get the Lunification Boots that way. But aside from that, I've been getting back into The Division, which is a really fun game, and I really miss the real sense of progression that you get from that game. And with the latest update, I haven't played in over a year, and there's a ton of new stuff in the game. If you're one of those people who went all in during the launch of that game, I definitely recommend giving it another look. Because honestly, for me, there just really isn't a whole lot for me to do. I mean, yeah, I'm going to be grinding out the Faction Rally next week and the Iron Banner after that, but that really brings us back to the conversation of the developer update. As happy as I was at how transparent they were with us, one thing that I still was a little bummed out about was not getting specific details about some of the changes they're making for those endgame pursuits. It sort of ended up as a bullet point, and I was hoping to get a bit more information about what they plan to do. That's sort of my biggest gripe right now with the game. Eververse actually isn't really bothering me that much. Yeah, it's a problem, but it's not the biggest problem in the game, and I was a little bummed to find out that they were not telling us more about where they're headed for the endgame direction. Ranked play is pretty cool, but it has to be complemented with a massive overhaul to the sandbox, and unfortunately, as cool as it might be, I don't think it's really going to go into full swing until the fall, where they have a chance to overhaul the weapon system. So for me, it's going to be those endgame pursuits, things like additional quests, collectibles to find, things of that nature. Give me goals to actually aim for that are interesting and rewarding. Anyways, as usual, let me know in the comments below what you got from your fated engram. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more Destiny content. And I will see you all next time.